Did you know it's been 13 years since Mojang added a new boss battle into Minecraft? You know, I really got my hopes up when they added in the ancient cities. After all, why name a mob a warden if it's not there to keep something from escaping? Then again, it's already been 4 years since they added in that mysterious portal, and no word on that. Ugh. So I guess if Mojang has no interest in adding a new boss fight, I should, with the power of Redstone. Boss fights are usually defined with the different attacks they can do towards the player, right? So I was thinking, I need to make and plan what attacks this boss is actually going to do, and then I can design the actual boss fight around it. Okay, so I'm sort of imagining an attack the boss does where he'll shoot out a bunch of fire charges and you need to jump over it like a big trip rope. I don't like how it's making fire on the floor. That's not something I enjoy. And I mean, it's got a lot of spread on it. Jeez. Okay, one thing I'm imagining for the boss for another attack is, let's say this is our big angry boss face in the middle. I've always imagined him with having two hands either side, and then what he'll occasionally do for an attack is he will slam down one of his hands in anger, such as this piston here, and then what that will do is a shockwave effect which ripples out, and then the player has to dodge it somehow or with distance. A while ago I made a sort of pseudo working Death Star in Minecraft. What I did is I put a guardian in a minecart down here, so when the player is in view, it should lock on with a laser beam and eventually damage them, such as this. What if we give him a third inner eye, or maybe that Sans evil eye thing he's got going on, and we make it so for an attack, he opens up one of these eyes, and then it locks onto the player like this, and then the player has to find cover somehow, and that's how he dodges the attack. Hello there. Okay, in terms of design, what kind of character do I want the boss to sort of be? So we have him using magma attacks with the fireballs. We have him using a rock attack where he's going to slam his fist into the ground. And then we have him using laser attacks from his eye. What if we made him a sort of robot, but it was a robot designed for mining. He's a big mining robot with a big drill. And then the boss fight takes place underground. He was made to be helpful to humans, but he's gone haywire, and now it's our job to shut him down. But he's gained sentience and he wants to live. So what I've done is I've gone back to using the map LCD tech I've covered in a video before. So what this is actually a glow item frame with a completely yellow map being displayed, and what I can do is, using powdered snow on dispensers, I can trigger these at the back to move the eyeball, so now he looks a bit boss-eyed. Okay, I've done a bit of redstoning since you've last seen me. I have completed the mouth and the eyes, so I've now got the mouth over here with a little robust system to pull the facial expressions, and I've actually hooked them all up into one giant redstone face. And it's a bit of redstone. I am not going to say how it works because it's a nightmare, but the advantage is I can now flick any one of these levers and the face will pull a facial expression. So for example, this left lever will make him pull a face just with a happy face looking left. The other lever to the right will do the exact same but him looking right. The green lever will pull it when he's happy, so that's when you've completed the game and reset his system, he's all happy again. The pink lever is when you deal damage to the boss, he'll pull a face when he's taking damage. And then the red levers is when you do enough damage, he will enter phase 2, where his attacks will get faster. And of course, he's going to be very angry and pull an angry face. And of course, we can make him look to the right as well with the angry face. So it's a pretty robust and advanced system. Okay, so it's been a while and I've done some decorating to the face of our little robot. I've tried to give him a bit of a steampunk vibe. I've got him a wind-up thing on top, and I've tried to use gears on either side to sort of represent ears, which I thought was cool. Now I've added arms either side, and I've tried to give him these big heavy rocks which he's supposed to be slamming down. Obviously I couldn't move the entire big block because that was a bit too advanced, so I've had to limit it to just pressing these down, which is a bit lame, but it's the best I could do. I tried to model these big rocks off of the heavy core because I thought, it'd kind of keep it lore friendly in a way. Okay, so I've just spent the last last hour making this super compact little module for one of our boss attacks. And how this is basically going to work is on this slab right here, it's going to place water, and then it's going to place ignited TNT on the water. Once that blows up, it can then remove the water and reset for the next blast. So we don't need some ugly water always lying about to mitigate the TNT blasts. However, I've made a bit of a fundamental fault in my system design, which is a bit too complicated to get into, but I know what the issue is, but it would take like rewiring the entire thing, and I'm just too lazy to do it. So, I mean, I'll show you what the issue is. So if I hit it, you can see it places the water, and then it just gets rid of the water, and then it places the TNT, god damn it, and then the system blows itself up. Interestingly, it only does that 50% of the time. 50% of the time it actually works, but, you know, god damn it. So I'm just going to use normal water and cope and see that it's going to be kind of ugly. Whatever. Okay, so it's been a while, and I have done a bunch more building. What I've actually done is added this huge playable platform area down here. This is obviously where the players will run about and try and defeat our boss robot. I've tried to make it look like the magma. I've also actually included magma, so the players will need to watch their feet as they're dancing around trying to avoid his attacks. I've also added a mining drill on the underside of our robot here, so he actually looks like a mining robot. Presumably he has actually dug out this big area filled with evil fog. In addition, I've also hooked up his first big attack, being the shockwave attack, where he'll pummel his hammers down into the ground, sending a massive shockwave which the player will need to dodge. This is going to alternate left to right, and I've hooked it up to this button just for demonstration. So that one's extended at the moment, so it'll do this one. When I hit the button, that goes down, and a bunch of TNT spawns in these little pits, which will be our shockwave. Boom, 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 boom. And obviously the player will have to then run to the other side to avoid the imminent death coming towards them. So it was around this point I thought I should really give this guy a name. I can't just keep referring to him as like the big boss copper robot guy. So what I did is I made a YouTube community post and I said the most liked comment will be what his name is, for better or for worse. And the top comment received 2,000 likes was by a guy called Somsock, who said, Sir Michael Richard Copperling the 18th. So I guess this is what this guy's name is now. Maybe he was an English lord at some point. Maybe he would use his great strength to stamp on his serfs. Speaking about attacks, the next attack I wanted to give him was using Guardians. You see, Guardians have like this laser they can use and attack the player with. And I thought, hey, that's like a big electric... Are you okay? Are you stupid? I've lost my train of thought now. Stop killing yourself! So I thought maybe I can put a Guardian up on the antenna over here, and then it'll basically reveal it occasionally, to which the Guardian will then zap the player down below. And you obviously need to take cover. But it wasn't until I actually decided to implement it did I come to a realization. What is the actual attack range of a Guardian? Well, as it turns out, it's not very far at all. It's 14 blocks exactly, which is, I think, this block over here. Which, if you actually have a look at it, really is not that long of a range. The actual range would barely cover the gap to the actual platform, let alone try and get someone over here. Which means I had to either scrap the attack or really rethink it. And here is what I came up with. Instead of putting them on the copper golem themselves, we're going to have these sort of Tesla cannons scattered throughout the arena. So when the player gets close to one of these Tesla cannons, he'll obviously lock on and try to attack you. But of course, it's not that simple. What I've actually implemented is using wind charges, we can remotely activate and deactivate the tower. If we throw a wind charge at the top here, this actually closes the gates, which makes it safe, indicated by the light. Now, while the Guardian range may be pitifully small, the Blaze's range is actually quite incredibly large. Blazes can actually shoot the player up to 48 blocks away, meaning he could be absolutely way up there and still have targets and eyes out for me. Now this, especially with like the magma and the heat theme, I think that would fit incredibly well into our boss. Ow! So over here on Sir Michael Richard, I have added 2 little boxes either side, and what these are going to do is they are actually filled with 3 blazes, where these trapdoors will actually flip on and on, revealing them to shoot down upon the player. And I've added lights on the top, so it actually lights them up when this side is active, so the player knows that they have to dodge attacks coming from this side. Yeah, look at that for some range. Ooh, that's one hell of an attack. That's going to be awesome. Okay, now that we have the boss attacks in place, all we need to do now is make it so the players can actually defeat him. It has been a hot minute since I last hit record because I simply could not be bothered. But since I showed it last, I have added a whole bunch of stuff. First and foremost, you can now actually play and deal damage to the boss using a new system involving all these pipes I've now revolved and stuff. I've added stuff. So now there is actually a health bar above the boss. This is obviously his health bar, how much health he has. If I actually turn on the boss fight, I can show you how it actually works. So that should turn him on. You can see that the health bar is filling up all the way, and he now should start his attacks if I remember to activate the attack circuit because I had it disabled for testing. Okay, right, he's fully on now, and he should be attacking. Yes, he's doing a stomp attack. And you'll notice that we'll have these different valves on the different pipes lighting up, such as that one right there, that's just lit up. We might see another one. Ah, yeah, there's another valve there. How you actually deal damage to him is I'm imagining he's a steam-powered robot, and because he's had too much like build-up in steam, that's why he's turned evil. So it's up to us as the player to run around to these different valves to release the steam and the pressure to turn him good again. Basically, when a valve lights up, we have to quickly run over there and hit the button before the lights turn off, and that's how we actually deal damage to him. Now there's 2 types of valve. We have the button ones, which are low to the ground. We simply just hit these buttons, but there's also this one and this one over here, which have target blocks. Now we're going to give the player a bow. They actually do need to aim and shoot those for just a bit of variety. Okay, so we can see his health is currently residing at this value. If we wait for this valve to turn on, we can hit it with a bow. Ah, there we are. We hit that with a bow, and we should, yeah, we've just dealt 2 bits of damage right there. And as we can see, this copper bulb has just turned on. What this means is this valve will no longer activate, meaning we can't deal damage using this valve anymore. The reason I've added this is because there's 6 different valves around the arena, and it would be a bit boring if you could just like wait down here next to this valve, for example, and just wait for it to turn on and hit the button to deal damage. This ensures that the player has to rotate and get each valve one time to finally defeat the boss. So we get a bit of variety. But with that should be the boss battle complete. Oh, I totally forgot to animate the face. Oh, damn it. Okay, let me go do that. Okay, it's been a bit, but everything, and I mean everything with the boss fight, should be working. I think it's finished. I'll quickly show you all the facial expressions I've done. So by default, he has this facial expression, and if he's looking to the right, so if we stand here, and if we were to move our player character over to the left side of the arena, his face should update there, woo! So now he'll follow the player. He's a bit happy and normal at first. I've actually hooked it up so he takes 6 different hits to kill. This is his health bar up here. And when he gets to the halfway point, he enters phase 2. So if I do that for a bit. Okay, so now he's at halfway. He's half health. And you can see his facial expression has automatically changed to an angry face. And this facial expression, once again, follows the player. So if I were over here, if we walk over here, he should update. Hey, woo! So he has a bit of a look to him. And then the final bit is if we fully complete and remove all his health, 1, 2, 3, his health is now empty, he'll stop doing attacks, and he'll go happy, woo! The only thing left to do now is to give it a try. Let's try and beat the boss battle. Okay, I've set my spawn, and in this chest, we should be given some steak for food and regeneration, and a bow and arrows there to turn the higher up steam valves. So now we can enter the arena. There he is, Sir Richard Copperling the 18th. And when we hit this button, the boss fight should start, and we can... I'm excited. I hope this works. I hope my redstone doesn't mess up. Okay, so we press this button. His health bar has indeed lit up. And why is he happy? Uh-oh. Okay, right. I was actually double pulsing the start button, so it was turning on, then off again. So that's what was going wrong. That should be fixed. Now, when I hit the button, the boss battle should begin. Go. Now, I think I want to get those valves at the very end, because when he enters phase 2 and he gets angry, the attacks actually get faster, and they are the hardest ones to get, because they're right by the shockwave attack. So I think I want to go for those first. Oh, the blazers. Okay. Oh no. I should be pretty safe here, because it alternates the ground pound. Oh, was I too slow? Oh, I was too slow. I was too busy commentating, not playing the game. Come on. There. Boom. That's lit up. Okay. We should have dealt some damage. Oh, no. Get out of there. Get out of there. Oh, can I get that one? Can I? Another guardian. Ugh. Boom. That should be, 2 bits of damage. Okay. Where next? Should I try and get one of the aim ones? No. Okay, so he goes into phase 2 right after the next hit. So I want to get that far one first. Now that's just slam, so we have a bit of a, come on. Do it. Ah, boom. All right, run back. We should probably try and, oh my god. I didn't even notice my health. I was too focused on the things. I didn't even notice my health. Oh man. Okay, well I died once, but I'm gonna show the full thing anyway. He got me. No, it's too slow. Come on, get that one. Oh, come on! That's really hard! Oh, that was so close! I got it! I got that one! Oh, hell yeah! Snipe it. Oh no! Ah! Death number 2. There's a lot of fire. You're mean, Michael. You're mean to me, Michael. Just want to get the shot light up. It doesn't actually... There! No! Come on! I got it! Oh, it's easy now. You're done for, Michael. You're done for. Come on, light up. Oh, no. Boom. That's the final one. It's lit up. Go happy. Woo! It just took a lot of fire and a couple deaths, but I did it. You're back to normal, Michael. Friendly, if you ignore all the fire. So I'm definitely going to release this as a world download and a schematic. I'm releasing this as a schematic, but let's be honest, is anyone ever going to build this in survival? I don't think so. But I will do a world download, so if you want to have a try at defeating Sir Michael Coupling the 18th, you can head to my Discord and give it a try.